Hey people, it is Saturday, September the 25th, and it is 5:20 in the afternoon, and the temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. And I'm here at Bathurst Street and Adelaide Street West, and I'm going to be walking east along Adelaide Street into downtown. Bathurst Street is the western boundary of downtown. And I just finished a live stream there at that location where I began this video. And since it stopped raining and the wind has died down, I thought, why not record another video heading towards home? So we're walking through the entertainment district and through the financial district. Whoa, that car, whoa, that can't be good for the back of the car. The weather has certainly calmed down. When I was doing my live stream earlier, at the beginning of the stream, it was like pretty much a storm of sorts with wind and rain. And I could barely hold on to my umbrella. It kept popping inside out. And here's Portland Street. This is a popular street for nightlife.
I'll usually be like, well, it's the situation, right?
And the street is also seeing a lot of development here, where they are replacing some of these old low-rise buildings with new mid-rise condos, and also some parking lots as well. But I don't think any old buildings have any historical value or lost. They're mostly slightly dilapidated old homes or other insignificant old buildings. Just because a building is old doesn't always mean it's worth preserving, although most of the time, if it has architectural merit, it definitely should be preserved, I would say. This is a good street to walk along if you like CN Tower sighting. Here's Brant Street. So as you can see, Adelaide is a one-way street heading in an eastbound direction. And it also has a bike lane. And then just to the north, Richmond Street is another major street that is westbound that also has a bike lane. So Richmond and Adelaide are sort of used by motorists as a quick route through the downtown and by cyclists as well. Between the two, I find Adelaide to be a bit more interesting to walk along. Although Richmond is fairly interesting in its own right. Just when you go through the financial district, Richmond Street tends to be a little bit less interesting than Adelaide because lots of buildings back onto Richmond Street, so you don't even get the the main entranceways to the buildings. And here we have these awesome old fire escapes. Spadina Avenue. There's the 510 Spadina streetcar. Not sure what all the honking is about. I think they're honking at the car who was waiting for people to cross because the car behind them wanted them to go so they could make their turn, even though that would mean mowing down the people that were crossing the street. So this is how not making any sense whatsoever some of these drivers do with their honking.
Yeah, no, the onion.
So now we're coming into the entertainment district. And almost every parking lot in this neighborhood has a proposal or a current construction site ongoing for new towers, including this parking lot across the street. You can see a notice for a new high-rise tower. And there are a number of projects underway. At least a dozen or so towers are either under construction or about to begin construction. I wonder if anyone ever sits at those picnic tables. There's a cool vantage point of the CN Tower. And one of those towers I was just talking about, that one is just about topped out. And I don't think there's a proposal for this parking lot yet. However, I'm sure that will come about sooner rather than later. And I'll just talk over this music as I pass by. Here's Peter Street. See a new building rising here, and another one right here. And this one is actually a 2-tower development here. One will be a residential building and the other one will be a hotel. Here is Hooters. Not sure how long this will remain. This corner is ripe for redevelopment. Here's a look up John Street. Lots of patios line that street. We're in the kind of the heart of the entertainment district now. King Street is just a block to the south, and that's where you find theaters and other entertainment venues. And I'll just talk over this music here as I pass by. And I got more music. I can't go anywhere without having peace and quiet, it seems. Oh, it's one of these weed stores that thinks it's a nightclub. I was just talking about those in my live stream earlier. A lot of these new weed stores seem to present themselves to the street as nightclubs with music and doormen. I guess they're trying to make themselves stand out compared to all the other dozens of weed shops scattered around the downtown. There's Duncan Street. And the old Crocodile Rock is the site of this proposal for a tall 68-story residential tower. And here we are at Simcoe Street. There's another proposal across the street for a tower. And that one that I panned up at a minute ago will reach 58 stories when it's topped out. And here's Simcoe Street. And they did a nice job incorporating this old historic building into the new, well, not so new now, about 10 years ago when they built the Shangri-La Hotel and Residences. The Bishop's Block, constructed in 1830 to 1840. It's one of the oldest buildings downtown. So it's good that it remains relatively intact. Now we're coming into the financial district. It's crossing University Avenue. This building was recently reclad. It used to be black, and then they reclad it with this blue reflective glass, and to be honest, I kind of liked it better before. When it had the black cladding, it stood out. Now it sort of blends in too much with its neighbors. If you think of the Sears Tower in Chicago, or now the Willis Tower, the cladding used to be similar to that. And I think that's quite an iconic look, obviously, in Chicago with the Sears Tower, and also the Hancock Building in Chicago. A nice black skyscraper really is a handsome addition to any city skyline. And right now, Toronto doesn't have one. Well, actually, that's not true. The TD Center towers are black. But they do have more of a glass cladding than the kind of metallic black cladding that adorned this building once upon a time. And here's the big giant head. Its actual name is called Dreaming, I believe. And there's First Canadian Place. And the TD Tower, the tallest TD Tower. Now, this old building, the Concourse Building, is one of the old historic skyscrapers in the city, and actually this is just a replica. Having trouble talking because they actually tore down the original Concourse Building. They completely demolished it, and then they just rebuilt the facade of it onto this new skyscraper that stands behind a tall glass skyscraper, of course. So they rebuilt two sides of the old Concourse Building just to kind of give the appearance that it's still there. And you can see the new glass skyscraper. But they did a good job replicating the look of the original building. Most people would never know that that wasn't the actual Concourse Building. Oop. Almost dropped my camera. Now we're in the heart of the financial district, just coming up onto Bay Street. Yeah, and the sun is actually out now. And here's Scotia Plaza and the Bay Adelaide Centre. There's Yonge Street. I'm just going to cross to the other side of Adelaide because I think I'd like to wrap up the video in this cool little courtyard just up ahead here. Another nice old beauty here. And I've always loved this one as well. Now we're coming into the Adelaide Courtyard. This is quite the neat little spot here. I think having wet socks is throwing me off a bit. I seem to be stumbling over my words. I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone walking around with squishy feet. And we got some music playing, so I'll just keep talking. So this is the Adelaide Courtyard. Got some cool fountains. And it's kind of a nice hemmed in spot here. So I will wrap up the video. Hope you enjoyed the walk down Adelaide Street, starting from Bathurst and heading east all the way down to Yonge Street, and then dipping here inside the Adelaide Courtyard. So leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and like and share and subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my merch store. And you can also find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.